AOA podcast back for another episode. Frankie C's in the house.
What's happening?
Here's what's happening. Hunter Biden's plea deal falls apart right before our very eyes.
Falls apart. Wow.
Rest in peace, Sinead O'Conner. Sad to see her go.
Yep, out of nowhere.
Mitch McConnell. I don't know where he went this afternoon during a press conference, but he zoned out. Does not look good.
It's in bad shape.
Yeah. Barbie is breaking records. Tell you what the latest is. Beating The Dark Knight, if you could believe that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Ron Desantis is fading in the polls, and we wrapped up the old investigation at the Gilgo Beach killer's house. That, my friends, is a podcast. You ready?
If you say so.
It's a tough day, Frank, because first I lost Sinead O'Conner, and then I found out my best friend in the whole wide world, Mercury 7, lost Pooch.
Oh, man. Yeah. In the chat, we're very sorry, Mercury.
Very sorry.
It's never easy.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I mean, just think about me, though. I lost Sinead O'Conner, and I found out your dog died. So that's...
So, yeah, all sympathy this way. Why does all the bad stuff happen to you?
I don't know.
Man.
But thanks for recognizing it.
Hey, you know.
No, listen, that's tough. When Cuddles and I lost our beloved Rocco, Cuddles got to hold Rocco, similar to what Mercury 7 was saying. So at least she got that. I mean, that's, it's a tough thing always, but when you get to hold them and kind of comfort them into that next stage of whatever this whole life thing is,
Yeah, it helps.
It's nice that you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. With Bridie, we lost with Bridie a couple years ago. It's not easy. It's sad no matter what happens, whatever the circumstances, it's always sad.
I forgot all about Bridie, to be honest with you.
I hate you.
I call Bridie Dexter 1.
Okay.
That's what I call Bridie now.
See, well, with Bridie, she had cancer for a little over a year. And it's weird because we had, I don't know if we want to get all sappy here.
No, but you already started telling the story.
Right. So we had the appointment set up for Sunday, but she passed away on her own on Friday. She was, in bed with us. She was laying, next to us. And that's how she went.
I remember that. Because I remember you told me the story, and then I told you that's how I want to go too. In bed with
next to me
and Aaron.
That's nice.
In between the two.
Play your cards right.
Just take my last breath quietly. Feed me treats and let me go to sleep. Yeah.
It's a nice thought.
Plus, the thing is, I say it to you, I say it to Mercury. You get to spoil the shit out of these dogs. I mean, that's the best part. They have the best lives ever. I know it's sad for us when they go, but you get to spoil them. You make their life so much better.
Yeah, I know. You do whatever you can do for them. You give them the life, and you give them the life that they all deserve. It's nothing. I'm sorry. There's nothing better than a dog. They're amazing.
Better than a wife. Am I right, buddy?
All right. Well, that's
just. You don't have to say it out loud, but just.
I mean, in the friends,
if you know what I'm talking about.
They're better friends than most people. I'm just saying.
Never easy. Smart girl adopted her during vacation. She was 10 weeks old. I know they're just a part of your life.
They're family members. It's hard.
I feel for you, Mercury.
Yeah.
Sorry. What was the dog's name? You got to let us know. We'll do this one for her.
Yeah, let us know him or her.
Or whatever the dog chose to be. She
was my buddy.
Yeah, you loved Bridie.
Oh, Willow. That's a cute name.
Willow's good.
That's a cute name, Willow.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Willow.
This one's for Willow.
Yep.
Make it good. Can you try on this episode for Willow for once?
Why would I start now? I never. Come on. I'm not gonna change. I think Willow would have wanted it this way.
I think Willow would have wanted it to be consistent. You're right. All right, let's go. Hunter Biden.
Yes.
He's in court today. I think they had a plea deal set, right? That's kind of always what happens. The lawyers talk to each other, they negotiate. Usually you go into the courtroom and you go, okay, and they do all the formalities and this and that, and everybody on the same page. Great. That's what was supposed to happen today. And then the whole damn thing fell apart for Hunter Biden. So much so that, according to the reports, again, I wasn't in the courtroom, there's no video cameras.
Right.
There were audible, out loud gasps from the onlookers and the media when this all started going down, which is pretty surprising. U.S. District Judge Mary Ellen Noriega.
Okay.
Mary Ellen. You don't see a lot of Mary Ellens. Who was the SNL girl?
Oh yeah, Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Mary Catherine Gallagher. That's exactly. This is what, as soon as I thought of, as soon as I read Mary, I thought Mary Catherine Gallagher. I don't know why. Anyway, so she's in there, and they're talking it all out. They're discussing the plea deal. Hunter Biden's lawyer, Chris Clark, at one point threatened to tear up the agreement if the prosecutors didn't meet his conditions. He was looking for blanket immunity. I think he was looking for an Epstein deal where it's like, hey, let's make sure that everybody's immune. My guy and everybody he knows.
In exchange, I mean, for what? Is he going to roll over on people?
Fuck if I know.
Okay.
Anyway, so Judge Mary Ellen Noriega, she set a follow-up date for August 25th. So again, subscribe. We'll keep our eye on it. A gasp emerged from reporters, according to several reports, when the attorneys in the gallery, after Noriega asked Assistant U.S. Attorney Leo Weiss if there was an ongoing criminal investigation involving Hunter, as Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss had consistently said. Weiss replied yes, and added that if the First Son's defense team thought otherwise, then there's no deal. Clark, Hunter's lawyer, responded, as far as I'm concerned, the plea agreement is null and void. Everybody in the courtroom was stunned. Journalists ran out to start briefing their networks on the development that had just occurred. An attempt to resurrect the deal following a 20-minute break failed when Noriega said she needed time to analyze the terms of the revised bargain. Hunter was stone-faced throughout the proceedings and passed the time doodling during one exchange between Weiss and the judge. The initial deal crumbled over two sticking points: whether Hunter would face or could face additional future charges, such as for allegedly working as an unregistered foreign agent, and whether the two misdemeanor counts of failure to pay taxes could be decoupled from the felony charge of possession of a weapon while addicted to a controlling substance in the First Son's crack cocaine case. So he's got the crack case, the gun charge, and of course, all the rumors that he was an unregistered foreign agent.
Right.
Under the terms of the unusual agreement, Hunter would only receive 2 years probation for the gun charge rather than prison time. Noriega repeatedly expressed skepticism of the first deal, asking at one point, have you ever seen a diversion agreement that is so broad that it encompasses crimes in another case? When the judge queried Weiss about whether or not he knew of any precedent for such a deal, the prosecutor replied, no, Your Honor. If I were to reject the plea, what happens? Noriega also asked, to which Weiss replied that the case would go to trial with the possibility of additional charges.
So
Clark,
which case is this one about?
This is about the gun and the taxes.
This is all one thing encompassing the gun and the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Both sides agreed that the general parameters of the original deal would remain and that it would be specific that Hunter would face no further legal exposure over his failure to pay taxes from 2014 to 2019, his drug use or illegal gun possession, leaving open the possibility of future counts over purported foreign lobbying, bribery, and other charges related to his dealings in countries such as China and Ukraine. When asked by the judge why he failed to pay the taxes in the years when he was not abusing drugs, Hunter claimed, I'm getting my life back together. There was a flood of an enormous amount of problems.
That's an understatement, I guess.
Yeah, he failed to pay the IRS what agents say was about $2.2 million on $8.3 million in foreign income. See, when you're illegally scamming foreigners out of money, putting the U.S. citizens at risk, you still have to pay taxes on that. You know,
even the illegal stuff,
even the illegal, shitty, morally bad stuff. Uncle Sam still wants to wet his beak.
He wants a taste.
He wants a taste.
All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll see. And again, to me, if it smells like shit and looks like shit, you don't have to taste it. It's probably shit. If you're asking for the plea to be like, we need immunity from future things, you're basically telling everybody
there's other future things.
And we're worried about it. And we need to find ways to get out of it. Like you were going to sneak that one by everybody. I mean, I get it. And this judge asked if there was this is the Epstein deal. You know, this is the fucking Epstein deal. He got a deal for him and all his friends. It didn't, the Ghislaine's trial, they tried to use it. It didn't work, but they're trying for the same fucking play.
So there is precedent.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little different in that it's like everybody and all encompassing. Nobody else is involved here. So I guess technically it's not exactly the same, but you're basically asking for a blanket immunity. And for what? Like you said, he's not offering shit.
Yeah.
You're just cutting.
Well, we don't know.
You're cutting out a trial, if anything.
Yeah.
You know
what what the deal. All right. You got a deal. How does that benefit anybody else except him?
Right. Right.
So weird. Very weird.
And I know my Democratic friends out there, you know, I know Paul's going to get on me for this. Everything was vindicated and everything looks okay and all this and that jazz. And
if it's not, it's not. If he's a criminal, then he has to do the time. No, I feel like that's the difference. You know, Democrats will go, if he's guilty, he's guilty. That's it. We're not all hail the Bidens. You know, we're not like that.
Well, I don't know if all the Democrats are like that.
Well, it's, you know, if they did something illegal, then that's fucked up, and they need to be held accountable. That's the way it goes. That's just, no one's above the law. That's the deal.
Yeah, because my whole thing is, you know, look, the truth will come out. Like, I'm sure it'll be investigated. I know people are like, oh, the FBI is protecting the Bidens. I think the FBI will do an investigation. I mean, I know what it seems like, but I think
they said they're doing it.
I
said it in court.
I think they'll figure it all out. But the idea of a low-life loser with a drug problem found a way to make $8.5 million consulting a foreign oil company with you. If you go tell me, oh, Hunter Biden had 10 years with ExxonMobil, okay. But I mean, 0 prior experience. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very shady.
I mean, we can't get mad at, you look at Trump's kids, they all profited and benefited, right? Who's the Weasley guy?
Mad at them?
The hot blonde, what?
Why can't we get mad at them too?
I think a lot of people aren't. Who's the hot blonde?
$2 billion. Ivanka.
And
yeah, Jared got $2 billion
$2 billion
while they were in office for God knows what, from Saudi Arabia, was it?
It's crazy. And fucking Nancy Pelosi, you know, doing all those trades, which is technically all legal because she's disclosing it and everything. I think like even in that case, like when you're like on the okay side of it, you're legally doing it. People are getting tired of politicians going into office and rapidly profiting off the backs of Americans when normal, everyday blue collar Americans, their situation ain't improving one bit. It's getting worse. You know, inflation's crazy. Interest rates now are nuts. People can't fucking buy houses. You know, wages are stagnant. Like, I mean, this is how fucking shit rises up and people overthrow shit.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not saying that this is going to happen here. I don't believe that.
No, and it's actually, the economy's on the upswing. If we're being honest here, unemployment is the lowest it's been in a very long time.
Yeah, I hear that all the time, but that's
the truth.
And I know unemployment has a good significant amount of, you know, power in the economy and everything like that, but You talk to any average person who's buying fucking eggs and avocados and meat. You know, I went to the store the other day, bought cold cuts, just half a pound of this, a pound of that, fucking $46 in ham and turkey. Like
it's a
it's
lot,
crazy.
Yeah, I understand.
It's fucking crazy, you know. So you know, and look, I know we're working our way out of a pandemic. I get it, but my point is I'm not trying to shit on Biden for the job he's doing with the economy. I'm trying to point out that all these people, you know, they're coming out with way more money than they fucking went in with. And not only that, their kids and God knows who else is all profiting off of their shit too. It's like, when is enough going to be enough?
Yeah. Well, where was this attitude, 3 years ago when Trump was in office?
I mean, I had it as soon as I heard that Ivanka, $2 billion.
Whatever $1 billion. I mean, you're not supposed to be profiting like that. Plus all the time they spent at the resorts, pouring money into his own pockets from the taxpayers. I mean, it never ended. So let's,
here's my man Paul.
House the whole thing here.
And you're describing half our government. I mean, I think people are getting sick of it. Look, I think we need a higher caliber leader, is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm on board with a better.
What's sickening about Ivanka too is they have, because Jared's dad is a bigger real estate mogul than Trump. Like, he is far more successful of a real estate success story. The Kushner family, I mean, insanely more successful than Trump. They have all the money in the world. You don't need a fucking dime. How are you walking out of this thing after 4 years of working for the government with $2 more billion in your bank account? Like, at what point do you just go, enough is enough? Enough is enough. He's a billionaire already. When Kushner's dad kicks it, he's gonna fucking be. They're never gonna want for anything. Why are you still pulling and that's the biggest disappointment for me with the Trumps. I'm sorry, I'm on a soapbox here. You had the best opportunity to turn it around for people. You don't need a fucking dime for the rest of your life. That whole clan, for any of them to come out of that thing profiting, you don't need to make. You're in the best position to be like, I'm good. Don't need it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, Nancy Pelosi hasn't needed to make a fucking stock trade in 10 years. Just stop. How much money do you need to leave to your great grandchildren? What about your legacy that you're tarnishing?
Yeah, I hear you. But, you talk about who's scamming what. I mean, you got Hunter. Yeah, Hunter's a fucking mess. Agreed. I don't know what else they're gonna find out, or what, money wise and what he was doing. That's one thing. But every fucking one of the Trumps, it's a shit show from top to bottom.
Well, listen, Hunter didn't do anything that some of us didn't do in 1 weekend in Vegas at some point. Okay, so we've all been there, right?
I mean, the fucking Trumps scam. They had to pay $2 million from a fucking charity that they scammed. And now they're not allowed to run a charity in New York anymore because of that. Nobody, everybody's okay with that though. That, God, he's still our president. He's the guy we like. Well, if you like one for the same reason, $2 million from a fucking children's cancer charity, I think it was. It was either children's cancer or veterans. I don't even remember which one it was, but it doesn't matter. It's a charity, and
it was veteran children's cancer.
It's probably children veterans with cancer. Yeah. But they fucking and they had to pay, and now they're not allowed to run a charity in New York anymore. And it's like, oh, we don't want to talk about that though. That's nothing.
Yeah. So, Aunt, you're crazy. Kushner owed hundreds of millions of dollars on that 666 Park Avenue. I don't even give a shit, dude.
And not anymore.
You look up the Kushner family net value, it is close to $2 billion. That's before Kushner left with what he left the White House with. His family was $2 billion worth. You can't bankrupt billionaires. It just cannot be done. Their money on compound interest alone.
Without doing anything, just sitting in the bank.
Yeah.
You could live off of that.
Yep.
And I'm sure it's not just sitting in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure their money is making money.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on Hunter Biden. And I mean, I just have a hard time with this guy. $8.5 million to consult for a fucking gas company.
No, there's a lot of bullshit going on, and I wasn't even going to bring up the other fucking family, but it was brought up. So
yeah, no, that's not on you. I brought him up.
All right. So
and I'm just trying to say it's all of them. Like all McConnell, all of them. They all go in. Even Bernie. We were talking about this the other day. Bernie went in broke. Now, he made his money off of book deals and speaking tours. A lot of that is more on the legitimate side of it all. But, but
I don't think he's worth what everybody. I think it's like a cup. I mean, it's still a lot of money to anybody.
Right.
But for a person in his position, I don't think it's that much.
Well, he's not with Pelosi.
5 million or something.
But he is a millionaire. And
oh, yeah, absolutely.
I do believe that tarnished his ability to inspire people, because when he was the fucking poor dude from Vermont, Rhode Island, one of the fucking small top corner states, don't bother me to learn it. Who gives a shit? I'd fucking cut it off the country and swoop it off into the fucking ocean if I could. But whichever, Vermont, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He was the poor guy who knit his own sweaters from fucking Vermont, who couldn't rub two nickels together, who was fighting for the people. Once you have $1 million in the bank, you cannot play that angle any longer. And that's why he lost a lot of his juice.
I mean, he's making money, but it's nowhere near. Yeah, you're right. It's royalties, it's speeches, it's, at least it's not fucking shady shit.
Yeah, stock deals. Look into his fucking cousin. I mean, and listen, look, I got cousins. I'm Italian, okay? Soon as I put together any sort of scratch, I got fucking 6 hands coming out being like, let me wet my beak a little bit. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're from the neighborhood. You understand what it's like. It's fucking people. I don't know
what you're talking about.
They show up and they go, oh, I'm Jimmy. Who the fuck are you? Oh, remember Aunt Diane and cousin Billy? That's, I'm their kid. Let me get a couple bucks. Let's see if the podcast is doing well. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
You don't know.
No, you don't know.
Yeah. So I understand what it's like to put people in the payroll for no reason, but you got to just turn it around and go, no,
Yeah. When it comes to this stuff, I mean, there's got to be, it's amazing that there are no set rules in place for this kind of thing. You make your salary and that's it. There's certain rules, like a president has to put his business in someone else has to run his business. I get that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, if you're a senator, you could still make piles of cash outside of running your state or whatever it is. So it's like, you make your whatever $200,000 a year for being a senator, but then you have stocks, you have lobbyists, you have all this crazy shit, donations and all this stuff. That shit should be illegal. It should be like, no, you make your salary. This is the job. You're a government official. You get your salary, you get health benefits, you get all that stuff, but that's where it stops. You're not allowed to make millions and millions and millions from special interests and lobbyists.
And do you want to know why there's no rules on this?
Because the people that make the rules are the ones benefiting.
Well, that's definitely part of it. But there was a lot less outrage on it because the people in charge 10, 15, 20 years ago, did they skim and make money and do things questionable? Yeah, they did. But they did it to enough of an extent that nobody went crazy over it. Like, yeah, hey, did they make a couple extra 100,000 or million or whatever it was? Yeah, fine. But the lengths of which, if a senator went in broke and came out with 5 million in the bank, that was a lot 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now these fuckers are going from nothing to $50 million. People are going to notice. Like, they can't even skim off the top at a moderate rate to not set off any alarms with fucking people.
Well, now it's like you trip the slightest alarm, you've got the internet is just going to go nuts with it, and it becomes this huge thing. 20, 30 years ago, if a paper didn't report it or a news channel didn't report it, nobody heard about it. Nobody... right now, if someone overhears something, it could become in your ear in 2 seconds. Someone tweets it, and that's it. It's news.
That's true. You're further making my point and making it better. there's more eyes looking at them, and they're
There's more
doing
eyes
more
now.
of it.
Yeah. The problem is, there's more eyes. I don't think the laws are caught up to how bad it is.
Mm.
Maybe they are, but it's not being. It's a slow moving machine that's supposed to keep this stuff in check.
Right. Right.
Nothing's being done because it just takes forever. And by the time anything gets done, we're on to the next thing.
Like if you're Nancy Pelosi, people are there's a whole Twitter that just publishes every stock trade that Nancy Pelosi does. And there's dudes that are just buying every stock that she buys. And
because she's cleaning up.
They're making money too. They're going through the roof. Fucking just stop already. How much more do you fucking need? Just stop already.
Well, what would you do? You got money in the, if you put money in a stock and it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and now you're a stock, you're working the stocks. It's not illegal.
This is what it's not, but that's what drives me crazy. It's not illegal, but it doesn't make you a good leader. Doesn't anybody care anymore about the caliber of the job that they do? Especially somebody like her who's old as fuck. You're fucking knocking on death's door. Wouldn't you be thinking about how are people going to remember me? Because I'm not going to remember all the halfway decent things she did. I'm going to remember her as the scumbag that fucking rode the stock market to her advantage while people in her state and everywhere else in the country fucking suffered.
Well, you can't just point her out, which you could, but that's all of them.
I'm using her as an example it's all.
They're all doing that. They're all making millions. And then, the constituents are not anywhere near that. But
except for our guy in North or South Carolina, wherever it is, I forget. But he's new.
Who's that?
Remember the guy, Jeff Jackson, maybe is his name? Remember the guy on TikTok? We talked about him. You liked him too.
That sounds familiar.
The guy who does the fireside chats, talks right to the camera, says, "Here's what's going on," and blah blah blah. He's another guy. He's like, "I own my house. I put all my investments in a trust. You could see everything. Everything is there. I'm not buying any more stock." That fucking guy, Jeff, whatever the fuck.
Right.
I love him right now, but again, he's new to the game. And if we learned anything from the Joker in The Dark Knight, it's that you live long enough to become the enemy. Right? If you're not the hero, what did Harvey Dent say?
Let's see.
You either die a hero or live long enough
to see yourself become the enemy.
Become the enemy. God damn, that Christopher Nolan's got it.
I'm telling you.
By the way,
that should have won best. It wasn't even nominated, but that should have won best picture.
It should have won best picture. You're right. It's a fucking brilliant masterpiece.
Yeah.
I invited a friend of mine to go see Oppenheimer, and the invitation, a couple of friends. One was denied and one was accepted, and I'll reveal who that is.
Wait, I missed that whole thing. What did you say? I was reading.
No, we'll get to it. Okay.
Brian Cannon Bannon.
Oh,
Brian. How much is enough, June? How much money do you need?
June, we gotta buy more Apple stock.
Whatever Pelosi's buying, we're gonna buy too, and we're gonna make a record, a real record.
June, the stock's splitting, a real split, 2 for 1.
I don't know if I lived long enough to become the enemy, June.
June, this town needs a better class of criminal. I'm going to give it to him.
This town needs an enema. Other Joker.
All the Jokers are good. Except for...
Jared Leto sucked.
He sucked, Paul, right? Thank you.
There was one scene, and I think it was even deleted. It was in that... the longer version of the... What are they called? Justice League.
Yes.
The extended...
Yep.
Towards the end, I won't give it anything away, but he's in the scene, and he shines a little bit in that scene. But other than that...
Yeah.
Everybody else was leagues beyond him.
I agree.
Cesar Romero. All of them.
Cesar Romero.
He was great, too.
I'm not shaving my mustache. Go fuck yourself. Just paint the makeup right over it.
Right over. Kidding me? That was great.
Yeah. I had a little Cesar Romero moment coming out of college when I worked
gotta
at
know
that.
what this is. What is this?
I worked at that financial institution.
Mm-hmm.
They told me, they're like, "Hey, you got to shave your beard." And I was like, "Not really." They're like, "If
What
you
is this,
want to
the
work here,
Yankees?
no, yeah." They're like, "If you want to work here, you have to." I go, "All right, well, man, I won't work here." And they were like, "All right, but don't say anything to anybody else." I was
Bullshit.
like,
You called their bluff?
yeah, swear to God, yeah. I was like, "I'll just leave. I don't give a fuck." Like,
What am I even doing here?
yeah,
I don't even know what I'm doing here anyway.
I was
I
making.
don't
Like,
even. He pulled a Kramer. I don't even really work here. You got Ritz crackers in your briefcase.
they said to me, "Aunt, you're not Penske material."
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
Penske himself.
I was making like $15 an hour. Like I literally was like, I'll take a $3 hit and go work at McDonald's and keep my fucking beard. I don't give a shit. Like,
All for the beard.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen your chin since like you're 10 years old?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to remember when the last time I shaved. I remember I fucked up the shave, and so I had to take it all down. I remember that. I just don't remember when it was. It has
That's probably
to be
during COVID when you were locked in the house
no,
anyway.
no. I mean, it has to be like 20 years ago.
All right.
Like it's been a really, really long time.
All right. I think one day, just to remind yourself what your chin looks like.
Yeah.
Hey, what's under there? You know,
You want to know? It's horrible.
it can't be worse than what we got now.
Somebody goes to me one time. They go, "I think you're growing that because you're like embarrassed of you, like you might not have like a double chin." I'm like, "Who anointed you, Sherlock?" Yeah, that's exactly.
Who
what
the
I'm
hell is that?
growing
Who
it.
had the balls to tell you that?
Fucking one of the listeners at one of the radio stations.
Thanks.
Yeah,
What the?
those people
rude.
were brutal. Well, we talked about this before. When you see them and they go, "Oh, I didn't think you would look like that," and you're like, "What the fuck?" That doesn't mean, if you're better looking than somebody thought, they would be like, "I can't believe how handsome you are." If they go, "I didn't think you would look like this," that's a step down.
Yeah, because they had a picture in their head and you flew right under that bar.
They were expecting Prince Charming and they show up to find fucking Shrek.
Yeah, it's radio, folks. This is why
Yeah, that's why I didn't go to
no
fucking
cameras in that room.
News 12 TV, brick. Yeah. All right.
You got out once they started putting like internet cameras in there.
Oh, that was the worst. Well, Brian's here. He could talk about that. Brian and I were on a station where they had a streaming camera in studio 24/7. I was like, nope. I would turn that off 3 minutes into the fucking thing. Not happening. It was either in the studio or it was out, because the station was gorgeous. It was like on the water. It was like out looking at the water. I'm like, that is far more beautiful than fucking.
That's more interesting than anything you're gonna see this way.
Besides, around 9 o'clock or so, I like to put on 47 minutes worth of music, fucking 11-minute Meatloaf songs, and go into town and get myself some ice cream. So can't fucking have the
Just
camera on for that.
Stack the deck a little bit and head on out. Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! I used to put Meatloaf. I would do anything for love, whatever that fucking song was. Bruce Springsteen's Rosalita was like 7.5 minutes. You put a couple of those together, you got yourself
American
40.
Pie.
Oh, American Pie. Yeah,
Let it run, baby.
Oh, just put it all together and just go out and get some ice cream, take a walk around town.
Long time ago, back when this fucking song started. It's a good song. I'm not gonna,
No, it's a great song. It's a great song. See, Brian knows. Trip to 7-Eleven.
I like Weird Al Yankovic's version. It's about Star Wars.
Oh, is it?
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah, fuck that.
All right.
Weird Al, I've had enough of his shit.
Oh, he's great. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Sinead O'Conner. This is 56 years old.
You broke the news to me.
Did I?
Yeah, you're on top of the deaths. I feel like you right now you're breaking 90% of the celebrity deaths to me.
They pop up and in Facebook and Twitter and all this stuff, and
yeah,
I'm like on that thing like half the day anyway.
56. We don't know how she died. I'm guessing suicide. Right? She had a lot of mental issues.
So they were yeah. I don't know exactly, but they're not saying what happened. But I think about a year and a half ago, her son, I think, committed suicide as well.
Mm-hmm.
she was broken up about that, I'm sure. And they were saying a few days ago she actually tweeted about her something about her son. So obviously, it was, like it would for anyone, it was weighing on her.
Right. Yeah. She tweeted, "For all the mothers of suicided children, great Tibetan compassion mantra," and she sent out a like a Spotify link to this Tibetan mantra. So tough life.
Yeah, 56, far too young.
She had her head shaved for a while. She was living in a motel, I know, for a while. I forget what happened to her.
Always shaved, I feel.
Yeah, it was. You're right. But she had like a lot of tats. I forget what. I think she was abused at some point somehow from somebody. Like I don't know if it was spousal abuse or when she was younger than that. Even I'm not. I don't even really remember or know. But she's been like I remember she like showed up at like a motel in New Jersey or some shit, and people were like, "The fuck is that Sinead O'Conner?" Like just wandering the streets. Drug issues and a lot of honestly just like a fucking sad ass existence. Really just a. I don't know how she had time to pump out 3 kids because it was just a lot of misery in her world, which is unfortunate. You feel for those people.
Yeah, I mean, you see, they're people, problems like everybody.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to. This is almost not appropriate, but I feel like I have to say it.
Oh boy,
I never got the music career. Honestly, I mean, she was way more popular than for what she like pumped out. She had 1 hit. She didn't even write it.
She was also a hit around the world. Not, you're talking about how popular was she in America versus her, Ireland and in Europe, she was way bigger.
Listen, Dylan Mulvaney, this is fucking America. Okay, we have a certain way we like to do things.
What?
We don't care about what happens in other places. We care about here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fine.
If you can't make it here, you can't make it anywhere as far as we're concerned. All right?
I don't know if that's true.
Frank Sinatra taught me that.
Did he? But apparently, yeah, she had the 1 big hit, Nothing Compares to You, but she was big everywhere. She was still doing her thing.
I mean, it wasn't even her song. Listen, if Prince wrote me a fucking song, I can make it a goddamn hit too.
I don't think you can.
I mean, Prince is that good, though. I'm just saying.
Prince is that good, or was that good, but
I think it was Prince who wrote that, right?
I don't know, but
now I gotta check it.
I don't know if you can nail it.
Listen,
I mean, she nailed that song.
Yes, it was Prince. Yeah, Prince fucking wrote that song. I was like, I can't. You take it. I mean, just that's how good of a fucking songwriter Prince was.
Absolutely. However,
but that's it. She sung. I might be sour because they used to make me play her at EHM. I was like, nobody gives a shit about Sinead O'Connor. They're like, no. She had another song, Emperor's New Clothes or some bullshit. I don't know. I'm like, nobody fucking cares. I really think that she had a great song written by Prince. She tore up the Pope's picture on SNL, and that was it. That was the thing that put her into the lexicon, and she rode that for the rest of her career.
Well, again,
not to say that it's not. I'm sad for her as a person. I don't want you to think I'm heartless, but I feel like it should be said that
it didn't have to be said. You're a dick.
I could have waited a couple of days, but we would have forgotten, and nobody would have cared at that point. I like Paul here. Somewhere doves are crying.
Yeah, if we only knew what it sounded like.
Yeah. See, that's not appropriate.
How is that not appropriate?
Somebody died today.
Prince song. It's a Prince song. Shut up. But it's a again. She was more popular, I think, in other countries. I don't think Yeah, she was. We knew who she was here. She had a great hit in the '90s, but I think again, you go back to Ireland. She was an Irish singer. That's
yeah. But here's the thing. What? Go back then. Like if I hit in Italy, I'd be like, "See ya, America. I'm gonna fucking live I'm gonna go live in fucking Tuscany with my fans."
Well, maybe did she live in Ireland?
I don't know. She might have.
Yeah, I don't know where she lived.
She might have lived. She was in a Motel 6 in Jersey, off the Jersey Turnpike for a while. That's all I remember. That's the last I picked up on her.
Yeah, I don't know where exactly she lived, but
Brian makes a good point. How awkward is it that she bumps into the Pope at the pearly gates? A lot of explaining to do up there.
You think he's standing there waiting at the gate.
I think he's there, like tapping his foot, arms crossed. What did I ever do to you? That kind of thing.
She kind of had a point with her message.
Did she? What was her point? I don't even remember.
It was against covering up abuse going on in the church.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Why didn't that last then? She was ahead of her time then.
It was ahead of her time. Exactly. That's
Holy
why it was.
Shit.
That's why it was. Everybody was like, "What? No."
Yeah.
But
that was back then when everybody believed the priests more than the people. That was a mistake.
That's No, I guess we're hopefully getting beyond that.
Yeah. I have a lot of animosity towards the church for that whole fucking thing. All right, let's move on. Mitch McConnell's medical issue.
This was hard to watch. It's as much as I strongly disagree with everything, most things, probably everything Mitch McConnell stands for. It was a weird event that happened. He was approached the microphone. He said like 2 sentences, and halfway through one of them, he just froze. He just stood there, and for like, it looked what had to be like 10, 15, 12 seconds.
I was going to say like 20-something seconds. I mean, it was an incredibly long amount of time.
Yeah. People are saying stroke. Erin, my wife, immediately was like, this is a stroke. There's a term for it.
When they have like little mini strokes that you stop talking, or like little
like
seizures.
A standing stroke or something like that.
I thought it was like something like CRM or something like that, or CNM. I don't know.
I don't know, but he's in bad shape, it looks like.
It's fucking bad. And I blame all the people around him because they all sat there and watched him fucking stand there with nothing for 25 seconds before some dude next to him is like, hey, you have anything else to say, or do you want to go? Like,
then someone came over to him. What I thought was weird is that they just kind of put him in the background. They didn't take him away and get him checked out or something.
No, I thought they did. Did they just let him hang in the back?
I don't know for how long. Maybe they did in a minute or two, but the immediate reaction was they kind of just put him, and he was just standing off in the back, like right behind the guy who started speaking. I don't know how long he stood there, but I feel like it would be an immediate, all right, let's get you to a medical professional. TIA.
Hey, TIA, that's what I was talking about. Thank you.
What is TIA?
Christine and Cassandra. TA, that's like a mini stroke or whatever, when you just kind of like, that looks like what he went through.
All right.
You know.
And her name was Cassandra.
Cassandra. You picked up on that. Look at you. You're the best.
You can't throw a movie reference by me.
Brian, waiting for the first person to edit the Mitch clip and cut to the ending credits and theme from Curb Your Enthusiasm. If nobody's gotten to that when the show is over, I'm going to try and get to that first. That's brilliant, my friend. Yep. That's fucking great.
Boom, boom, fucked up. You guys are fucked up.
Oh, that's fucking killer. You know what's strange about it is you expect that from Biden because he's so fucking out of it. But Biden looks like a 20-year-old track star next to what Mitch McConnell looked like today.
That's what I'm saying. You got all these people, oh, Biden's unfit, he's a senile, he's this and that. But then the same people are going to be like, oh, Mitch McConnell, he's still,
yeah,
he's going to be fine.
Fucking Paul tweeted me earlier, term limits now. Our friend put it in the group chat. He was like, we need term limits. Like, I think this is the thing that everybody's kind of like, all right, maybe some term limits. We should fucking get some term limits going. But here's the thing, and everybody's like, I'm sick of these old people running the country. Hey, last time I looked, young people vote too. And the young people are voting in these old assholes to mucking stay there and do their stupid shit,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I mean, you're just so fucking hung up on the machine and what it is. We got to come up with a way. We got to just vote for a third party person. Like, just send a message. Like, I am fully willing to throw away my votes next year just to send a message. Just to say,
you know what that message is going to be? No one's going to hear it.
I know,
because it's going to be whatever you vote for. That third party that you vote for, it's going to go to someone who gets 3% of the vote, and it's not. And the only thing it's going to do is give fewer votes to the person who should be elected.
It's only you're 1,000% right. Only when a majority of the people feel that way, like enough is enough. I'm not going to waste my vote on the party I traditionally vote for, and I'm just going to do something else. Until that happens, we're going to get stuck in.
You know what? I don't see that happening because I think everybody is just too. It's that not mob mentality, but like when you're afraid to vote, to put your vote onto someone else because you just think nobody else is going to vote for this person, and I'm wasting my vote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm voting for someone who's not even going to get anywhere near close because 90% of everybody else on this side is going to vote for the Democrat. The other one, 90% of the other side is going to vote for the Republican, and that's it.
All right, I have to call out Ossiani here because we will not tolerate anti-Islamic talk on this show. Like, oh wait, sorry, that's transient ischemic attack. I thought she was going after the Islamic.
Is it a transient, like a homeless person?
Perhaps, but I have never heard of ischemic, and I have a higher opinion of Ossiani after she was able to get that word out there.
And I'm sure it's spelled correctly. We would not be able to do that.
Could you imagine if I tried to spell that? I mean, it would look like
definitely be a couple of K's in there. That's all.
Did I hear a niner in there?
Are you talking on a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, so Mitch McConnell. I mean, it's time to fucking hang it up. I mean, look, it's time. We got to graduate this whole class. McConnell, Pelosi, Biden, Trump. Like, it's time to get some pre-60-year-olds in the fucking seat.
There's got to be, people who aren't stuck in the 50s, you know.
But again, like, I hate to reiterate my point from before. They're just sucking the blood. They're doing nothing for people other than fill in their own coffers, these fucking animals. And it's a rigged system because these McConnell and Pelosi, the reason why they're there is because they're the biggest fundraisers. That's all it is. And they're the biggest fundraisers because they've been blowing all of their fucking donors for the last 30 years. You know, it's like, it's hard to get until you get.
Plus, not only that, because you get it's one versus the other. It's Democrat. It's a popularity contest mixed with there's only one choice. You get the Democrat or the Republican. Who are you going to vote for? And when you're in a red state, the Republican gets picked, and when you're in a blue state, Democrat. So that's why I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene is in office because she's in a red state, and there was no other choice. Otherwise, she's batshit. She should be gone.
Yeah.
I'd vote for cheese. Get cheese to go in there.
Fucking I'd murder somebody for a queso dip right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Speaking
Is there a
of
difference between queso and cheese, what's queso compared to cheese?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure queso is Spanish for cheese.
Right.
So I think
queso is just fancy way of saying cheese dip.
Well, there's
or there's a difference, right? Is it like seasoned a different way, or
I think because it has peppers in it. That's a good question. I'm gonna guess because it is made with a certain type of cheese and has peppers in it. That's what makes it queso.
Because I feel like where was queso 10 years ago? I mean, yeah.
I know, because we melted cheese for far longer, but you're right. Queso only really showed up a couple years ago.
Yeah, we've been saying cheese dip, melted cheese, whatever.
Yeah.
And now everybody's saying queso. It's like it's different. I know that it's cheese in Spanish. I get it, and people have been saying queso forever. But I'm saying it's adapted as a more common thing to call it queso nowadays.
So okay, here it is. It's queso is short for chili con queso.
So pepper with cheese.
Yeah, melted cheese, chili peppers. Sometimes could include garlic, jalapenos, tomatoes, cilantro, and other spices.
There you go. So, see that Paul has the slogan right there. Cheese doesn't go bad, people do. That's good. I like it.
It's a better way to say what Christopher Nolan said in The Dark Knight, to be totally honest with you.
I have yet to hear a bad cheese line.
What's the best cheese?
Ooh, the best cheese. That's tough.
I don't know if I could pick
I like
one cheese.
I like cheddar. Cheddar's always good.
Cheddar's versatile, right? Because you can slice it, throw it on a sandwich. You could melt it, dip stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like if you can only pick one cheese forever, cheddar.
Mozzarella is really good though. Mozzarella. That might be the winner.
Can't melt it though. I mean, you can, but you can't dip anything in it.
You can. Oh, that's good point. Can you do a mozzarella dip?
Not really. I mean, it gets like melted, but it won't. You can't like.
You can like a mozzarella stick when it's more melty and straight. You know, you can't throw that into a dip. Why not? I feel like that would be.
I guess not.
We got Munster in the chat. Munster's good. Swiss is good, but I feel like the pepper jack is also very good.
Oh, pepper jack.
Gotta love that. Oh, what's the one? Oh, it's got like dill in it, and this is gonna kill me. It's like white cheese, but like it's got like the little bits of dill all throughout it.
Dill.
Oh, it's so good. Help me out, people in the chat.
Dill cheese. Frank, no.
It's not dill cheese. that doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound good at all. I hope they named it something different.
I can't think of what it is, but
I like Jamie's answer here. This might be the best answer yet.
Havarti. Thank you, Paul. Yes, Havarti's good. The cheese that is in front of me is whatever it be at best.
The best cheese is whatever's in front of me. That's true.
Yes. Not again, tone deaf Frank. No, this isn't a tone deaf situation. It's Havarti. Havarti, I love Havarti. It's good.
Havarti sounds like a party. I think if there's Havarti cheese, you're at a party.
That's what I'm talking about. You never saw. It's that cheese that is always on a platter, like with the cubed cheeses. There's the provolone. There's some other cheese that nobody could identify right away. There's Swiss. There's cheddar. And then there's that white cheese with the green flecks in it.
I didn't realize that was Havarti. Yeah, I like the good Havarti.
That's good stuff.
Gruyere. It's good. I'm pretty sure
I
Paul just made this one up. I don't know. Emmentaler?
Emmentaler?
Is that a real cheese?
Sounds like a flavor of cigarette. Carton of Menthaler. What's the... Oh, my Erin hates, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that hate blue cheese.
No.
I like it. I really like it.
Oh, I love a good blue cheese.
Blue cheese is good, especially with like chicken wings or something. Camembert, smoked Gouda, brie, yeah, all good.
You know, I think who's having an unfair Sinead O'Conner like run right now? Feta. Feta's on way too much.
It's not as versatile. You're right.
It's not, and it's like I think it's because of that TikTok pasta where people put the feta block. They just put a whole block in the middle. They put the uncooked macaroni near it, put water, and they just like threw it in the oven with tomatoes, and it became this whole thing. Ooh. Feta's out of control. It's too much feta.
It's salty. It's not as versatile. I don't think I've seen melted feta. I'm sure it melts, but
it does. It's gross.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being good melted.
I mean, I don't want to insult any Greek people. Those fucking Greeks love to put feta in fucking everything.
I like feta, but
I like it
to a point. It doesn't go on everything.
No, you can't cube it. You can't melt it and dip into it.
I've eaten just a hunk of feta here and there. I'll be honest. If I've seen a hunk of feta somewhere, I'll go, all right, that's good. I'll just pop that in. But it doesn't go. You can't. I don't know if you could do a dip with feta.
No, I don't think you can. What is Venezuelan beaver cheese?
I think it's something that Jack Meoff paid $2 for you to say. I don't think that's a thing, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Dennis, my Greek boss loved feta. They all do. It's like find an Italian that doesn't love mozzarella. It ain't gonna happen. We all love it.
And I love feta too. Feta is really good. You crumble it on a salad or something. Feta hits the spot every now and then. But
there's a lot of people pushing feta with watermelon, and I can't stand it.
In a salad or something. That's a thing, but I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had that. I could see it being okay. That salty sweet combo thing. Yeah,
you got to really be. That's like prosciutto with melon. That's a big Italian thing. I got to be really in the mood for that.
See, you know what sometimes disappoints me? You know when you get like a while back, there's a restaurant by me that I love. It's an Italian restaurant. We go there all the time, and every now and then I'll order the mozzarella sliced with the tomato and the roasted peppers. Okay. And sometimes they bring it out and it's a whole bowl of mozzarella and you got to just cut it up yourself, the cheese yourself. And I cut into it and it's that mozzarella with the ricotta inside.
Burrata. Yeah.
See, when I order fresh mozzarella, I'm not expecting burrata.
You don't want burrata. You're right.
I want a hunk of mozzarella. I don't want that watery. I mean, I love it. It's good, but I'm not. If I'm in the mood for a bowl of fresh mozzarella, that's what I want.
Let me tell you something, my friend. You are not wrong. You have never been more right about something in your life. You have a lawsuit on your hands.
Do I have a lawsuit?
Yeah.
The menu may have said burrata. I can't be 100% sure.
You should take that ball of half-cooked mozzarella and throw it against the wall and be like, that's not what I fucking ordered.
Get this watery shit out of my face right now.
I do love burrata, though. I'm with you. When you want mozzarella, you want mozzarella. Yeah. But I feel like burrata has come in and has kind of usurped mozzarella a little bit.
No, why? I think solid fresh mozzarella is way better, in my opinion.
Burrata's pretty fucking good. I don't know.
It is good, but you can't beat, especially in that dish when you have the sliced tomato and the red peppers, a little salt, balsamic vinegar. You want fresh mozzarella. You don't want burrata on that.
I think you can sub in burrata and not lose a step. I agree with you. When you want fresh, like there's a place by me that has like a whole fucking block of fresh. They make it right there, and you know how you know it's good. They don't refrigerate it.
They don't refrigerate it.
They make it
cold. Though.
They put it out on the counter and they wait for you to come. Well, you can come home and put it in the fridge if you need to, but
yeah, I don't want to eat it warm, especially in that kind of plate. Unless fresh mozzarella, you're putting it on pasta or something, or on pizza.
I'm just saying, if you're getting fresh mozzarella, like cold is no problem. I have no issue with that. But if you're getting fresh mozzarella from a place that makes it, it needs to be. You need to purchase it at room temperature. That is how fresh mozzarella is sold.
You might
real fresh mozzarella, not the shit you get in the supermarket.
I might get some heat for this, but fresh mozzarella made somewhere, like someone makes fresh mozzarella and it's authentic, whatever it is, and like store bought, I think it's not that different. I don't see the huge difference in it.
Wait, it's a fresh mozzarella in store? You're insane.
No. Like fresh mozzarella someone makes like right there, or fresh mozzarella bought in like a it comes in a little tub or something. It's
like at the grocery store, like at the supermarket, like not at the Italian delicatessen, at the supermarket. You're saying?
To be fair, I don't think I've had like supermarket in a package. Like,
yeah, I don't think you have.
Okay, I worked at a deli, and we used to order in the fresh mozzarella. It used to come in a tub with all the water and everything, and we used to take it out and package it. We didn't make it. We ordered it, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And then every now and then the guy in the back used to make it. I feel like it was the same thing.
It was the same thing. Because I was going to say, like, that Belgosi that's in, like, the supermarket is not the same. Like, you might still be having something that somebody made in New York or relatively close by that shipped it over to you, and
maybe.
So it's still kind of more pure than not pure, I had a minor panic attack when I saw this person's name because I thought it was somebody that we used to work with. And I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Do you know who I'm referring to?
No.
In our shared radio past? The initials are the same.
I mean, I get that, but I don't see the closeness. I see what you mean.
Because I looked at the corner of my eye and it freaked me out for a second there. Anyway, Alex has a great point. It's like ordering a veal cutlet and they bring you a chicken cutlet. That is incorrect.
You know what? Right. There was a thing. I don't know if I've run into this at all, but I heard rumors when, because obviously pork is less expensive than veal. There were some restaurants. I don't think they do it anymore. I don't think it's a thing anymore. But sometimes when you ordered veal, they'd give you a pork.
Give you a pork cutlet.
And people wouldn't know the difference.
I think I could taste the difference between those two. But I fucking love veal. And I do love pork cutlets too. So,
You eat veal. I'm not a veal guy. Can't do
You know what I wouldn't know, and I swear to God, I just saw a report on this. Down in Florida, they went to these restaurants in Florida,
Yeah.
and they were like, they're charging, for grouper. Have you ever had grouper? It's like,
fish.
yeah. So I was telling this story to somebody, and they go, "Don't eat grouper because it's a shitty, like grouper eats like the dog shit of the ocean." And I was like, I always thought grouper was like a
So the crabs.
I flew. That's true. Good point. But anyway, I was saying the report said that they went to all these restaurants and ordered grouper, and then they tested all the food, and like 98% of them were serving a lower, cheaper ass, shittier fish and
Man,
charging grouper prices.
How do you do that? I would never be able to live with I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I ran a restaurant and charged people for veal and gave them pork.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. That's a scumbag move.
Totally. Yeah, it's totally a scumbag. But I think with the fish, it's like it's so hard to tell, and there's so many different kinds of fish, and I think
Yeah, and I think there are I think there are a select few who could tell just by eating it or tasting it or smelling it or whatever.
probably I'm not. I think I could do pork and veal. I can't do that. I couldn't do fish.
Well, there are some like salmon. Obviously, you could pick out of a lineup.
Oh yeah.
But I'm sure there's like fillet and fucking flounder. You probably wouldn't be able to pick the difference.
I wouldn't know the difference at all.
But there's a handful of fish I could probably pick out.
Tell you what, I went out to dinner the other night and had a fucking halibut that was amazing. Did I tell you about this?
No, but halibut's a good fish.
So in the mood for a burger, so I get the burger. My wife gets the halibut. I'm eating the burger. I'm like, this is delicious. I kind of finish my meal, and she's like, why don't you taste the halibut? I taste the halibut. I was like, fuck. You ever get that where you're so happy with your dish, but then you eat the other thing, and you're like, oh my God, that was actually better than my original happiness.
Oh, absolutely. No, halibut's good. Halibut is like, it's like eating lobster.
Yeah.
It's that same tenderness and consistency. It's very good.
Remember when we were in Vegas? We ate at Frank and I had the most romantic dinner in the Bellagio, like looking at the fountains. There's a restaurant. I don't know. I'm sure I don't know if it's the same restaurant, but I'm sure.
Can I name it?
You know the name of the restaurant?
I think I remember the restaurant.
I wonder if it's still there. What was it called?
Olive?
Was that what it was? I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
I think it was Olive.
But
are we losing you? I think we're losing you.
Oh no!
You're glitching for a second there. That's big cheese coming down on us.
Oh.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm still glitchy.
All right.
Nope.
Everybody.
Bird says she can't stand fish. That's rare for a bird not to like fish. But fish is good. Any kind of fish? I mean, what about like lobster or shrimp, clams, mussels, that kind of thing? Is that all seafood or is it just like fish? What do you Because I could eat seafood all the time. I could go nonstop seafood. No seafood for bird. All right. Yeah, we lost Anthony. Anthony is frozen. Right? Am I the only one? I didn't freeze, right? Anthony's frozen. It smells too much like dirty water. Well, I guess, yeah, it depends on how you prepare it. I mean, there are sometimes you get a dish that's a fish dish and it has that aroma. Yeah, not good. I get what you mean there. But if you get a fish that's cooked great, perfectly, you get that nice seasoning, the sauce, something good. You're right. There are fish dishes that can turn you off of fish. I agree with you 100%. But when it's done right, it's just tender and flaky sometimes and nice, and fish can be great, can be amazing. What about like crabs, lobster, that kind of thing? I mean, shellfish I love. I could eat any. There's a place by me on Long Island here that does. It's like an old fashioned. It was built in like the 20s. It's an old fashioned like seafood bar kind of place. You go in, and it's just like this. You go up to the bar, and there's like maybe 20 there. I think crapped out. Hold on. Let's fix the mic.
I'm back now. Am I back? Can you hear me?
I hear you. I think you crapped my mic out.
I think I fucked your mic up somehow. Yeah. All
right, I'll go back out and come in.
right. I don't know what Frank was just saying. It sounded like he was on a real tear. I gotta say this. I heard the little joke before I got blown out. I heard the joke about bird eating fish, and Frank was surprised that there was one bird that ate a fish. I hand it to the guy. That was that was a fucking brilliant line he had right there. Let's see. We come back. Yes. No. No. Not yet. Just technical difficulties. I think it's fucking Big Cheese pulling it in. I like this line here from Paul. Anthony pulling a Mitch. I did. I just spaced out. Did I look like Mitch? The heartbreaking thing about this is, on my end, I look normal, and then I feel like you guys just see like that's how you see me.
Yo.
I was just saying how you talking about bird not eating fish. That was fucking funny. I was laughing at that.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a fish I love. I could eat fish all day. Like, I thought if the world came to an end and I had to fend for myself, and me and my wife were just roaming the country, and we I don't think I could kill deer or chickens, or I can't do that. So it's going to be fruits and vegetables, and I might fish. That's it. I might do fish.
I don't think I can kill a chicken either, because I wouldn't be able to catch it. That'd be a little difficult.
That's for sure.
I'm no Rocky.
No, you are not.
Anyway, we have to find out if
You're more Paulie.
Yeah, much more Paulie. Much more Paulie. Just sipping out of a fucking flask.
You busted. That's my Paulie.
He's another one. What's his name? Paulie. What's his real name?
Don't tell me. What the hell is his name? His name is. Oh, this is gonna kill me.
It sure is. Think I got you. It's a great name too.
Oh, you know it. You do know it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I'm blanking on his name, but I know it. I friggin' know it. Someone said it in the chat. Burt Young. Okay.
Well, they said Butt Young. It's actually Burt Young.
Butt Young. That's close.
But it's Jack Me Off, so. Jack Me Off, Butt Young. Burt Young is another guy that may be a little bigger than what his career actually was, because it was Rocky, right? I mean, he was never like a huge, like, what was a Burt Young movie that he carried the whole movie?
Oh, I can't name a Burt Young movie.
It doesn't exist.
I mean, he's known for Rocky. That's pretty much that, and The Sopranos.
Which was a one episode part too.
Oh, he was in Back to School. Okay.
He was the limo driver?
Mickey Blue Eyes.
Mickey Blue Eyes. Yep. He had a couple of things. He had a 40-year career off of just being in Rocky.
Yeah, no, Rocky was definitely the biggest thing. And The Sopranos, I would say. But, and he's got a ton. You look in the, I'm looking at his IMDb now. He's in a ton of stuff. It's just,
nobody's ever heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna read some of his
Pope of Greenwich Village, right?
The Shoemaker, Win-Win, Hot Heat, King's Highway, Medium Rare. I mean, who the fuck has ever heard of these things?
No. But hey, and now he paints a lot. His big thing now, he's a big painter. He lives on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
And you could buy his paintings. He's got a website, the whole deal.
I can't wait till I get old enough to be like, I'm just painting. What is it about when you're 60? You just go, I'm gonna just paint.
I'm just gonna fucking paint. You know what it is? It is relaxing. I paint every now and then, and it's relaxing. And when you're done, you have something tangible that you've created. It's something that you could look at and enjoy. So it's like knitting. You're creating something. You're making something. So it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Paint.
Now you're glitching out again.
No,
You suck.
I was just gonna, can you hear me?
Glitchy glitch. Feta on gyros. Yes, of course. Gotta go feta on gyros. I'm in. I mean, the biggest thing for feta, I mean, I feel like salads. It's on a bunch of salads. I can't even, I'm trying to think, like a Greek salad. One thing I don't like, I like Greek salads, but I do not like, I tried them once. Maybe it was the batch I had, stuffed grape leaves. I can't eat them. I don't know. They're not, to me, they just don't taste good. Anybody else? Stuffed grape leaves are not for me. I'm not a big fan. Again, could be the one I had. What's that? Glitchy. In and out. Feta and pasta salad. Yes, I'm in. I'll do that. Feta, yeah, it's very salty. Anybody who hasn't had spinach and feta, yes, I'm in with spinach and feta. Anybody who's never had feta for the table, bowl of feta for the table, jack me off for $2. Appreciate that. Anybody who's never had feta, it's very salty, but it's a nice flavor, a little flavor to it. But it's a salty cheese, so when you add it to anything, cut back on the salt. Nice. Oh, we're back.
Am I back?
You sound back. Go ahead. Say something important.
Fuck
Say something
leaves.
funny.
Fuck grape leaves.
You're not a fan either.
No, fuck that shit.
All right.
And yeah, feta and Greek salad and gyro. Fuck yeah, that's where it's at.
I'm in.
All right, I forgot what we were talking about just before that. Let's move on.
We're talking about Burt Young, but what's next?
Barbie.
Barbie's breaking records, huh?
Barbie is breaking records. I was shocked to hear this. And again, this is, again, we were talking about movies being dead. Nobody's going. Sound of Freedom kind of pops and is making some noise. It's killing Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones can't even bring people to theaters. We're like, what's happening? Then Barbie and Oppenheimer come out. Crazy numbers for Oppenheimer. Barbie almost doubles it, like 155 million. Barbie broke a record for a Monday. This past Monday, Barbie made more than, I think, over $26 million on a Monday.
It's got the summer going for it. I'll give it that. A
Of course.
A lot of the kids are out for the summer and they're gonna go to the movies. I get that, but the parents have to go, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Monday, that's impressive.
You're not wrong, but the point, it's a valid point, but the point still needs to be made. On a Monday, it did better. Prior to Barbie, The Dark Knight was the only film that was bringing money on a Monday, and this eclipsed The Dark Knight with $26 million. That's huge.
Crazy. I remember The Dark Knight. I remember seeing that movie in one weekend. I saw it 4 times.
Really?
In the theater. Well, it was opening weekend. I saw it the Thursday night at like midnight, the midnight showing. Then I saw it, I think, Saturday. Because it was a different group of people I went with every time. And then Sunday I saw it twice in a row. Something like that. I can't remember the exact breakdown, but it was definitely the midnight showing. And then a few more times over the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, your oldest friend wasn't with you during one of those screenings.
That's not true. You were there.
I don't know. I don't remember being there.
Pretty sure you were one of them.
The Dark Knight made $24.6 million on a Monday back in 2008.
On a Monday, I was arrested. We're going to see Barbie, Gene. June, it's Monday. We're going to boost the numbers.
It's a Monday, June. I don't think you understand.
They're making a movie, June. They're going to show it on a Monday.
Ron DeSantis is fading. I have nothing factual to back this up other than I heard a rumor that he is letting campaign staff go, and that is never a good sign, because that means that money,
out of funds.
Yep, fundraising money is drying up, and that is not good.
I also saw I didn't. All right, I'm gonna preface this with I didn't pay enough attention to it, but I saw a stupid clip of would you and I'm again half paying attention to the clip. Would you let what's his name, Kennedy,
Robert F. Kennedy.
Robert F. Kennedy, would you want him as a running mate? And he said, "Oh, if he wants the job, something like that." So there's another fucking bullet, nail in your coffin.
Oh, DeSantis said that. They asked DeSantis that, and he said if he wants the job,
something like that. Yeah. So I don't think DeSantis knows what the fuck direction he's going in.
No. When DeSantis was writing Trump's coattails, that was easy, and he was doing that. Then when he had to kind of like stand up against Trump, again, you have the independent people that are like, oh, let's see what happens here. So he rode that for a little while. But now, I mean, you just go woke, go broke is not a campaign slogan.
No, because when you can't define woke, and when you do define it, it's something positive, then you got a shitty campaign.
I just think he's just harping on one, like, again, exciting the crazy right-wing QAnon people will get you some numbers and some excitement, but you can't run a full nationwide presidential campaign on that stuff. At some point, you have to talk to the Democrats in New York and California. You've got to talk to the progressives in Austin, Texas. Like, at some point, you have to have something of substance to run on. And it has been a long time since anybody, even Republicans, have looked at Ron DeSantis and went, "Oh, it's a good point." Yeah, it's just not saying anything.
No,
and I thought that Mamas for whatever the fuck his wife pitched that other day, I thought that was a brilliantly executed Madison Avenue strategy. Yeah, I thought that was a move. And it looks like it hasn't done shit. But the crazy thing is, and you hate Trump, but I mean, it's just
his whole
paving the way for Trump.
I know, but his whole campaign is they're arresting me for no reason. It's everybody's against me is his campaign, and that's been his campaign for the last 6 years, or whatever the fuck long it was, 8 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to elect our first incarcerated president of the United States at this point.
I can't even.
Look, there's a long way to go. I mean, DeSantis could come back. This Vivek Ramaswamy, whatever, wow. He's gaining in the polls slightly, but nobody's got a lead like Trump does. I mean, it's just insane. I will say, it's disappointing. Not that I was like in Ron DeSantis's corner, but I wanted to see him slug it out with Trump. I wanted the conservatives to grab somebody who is actually governed. Whether you agree with him or not, he has done the job. You could say poorly, you could say shittily. He has done the job. He's passed legislation. He's, I think there's plenty I have an issue with him on, but he's done it. I was kind of hoping they would get behind somebody with a proven record versus somebody who is just a showman.
With a criminal record.
A proven record versus a criminal record. Well done. I don't know. Again, look, it's early. It's July. We're a full year and a half away. We still got a lot of time, but
I don't even know. I wish they would bring back, because I feel like the last time there were fewer debates and there weren't even debates and people didn't want to do them and blah, blah, blah. You need more of those.
Yeah.
The Republican versus Republican debate, the Republican versus Democrat debate. You need the whole panel debate. Bring them all back. We need people to go head to head again.
I'm with you, and let them debate. Stop making fucking rules up. Let them just sit there and talk with an honest moderator who can keep the conversation moving, but let them actually discuss the issues.
Yes, I want them to discuss the issues, but if I were running the show at a debate, you have this much time. Let's say you have 2 minutes to state your point. You get a 15-second buffer. But 2 minutes is the clock with 15 seconds buffer, and I'm cutting your mic at 2:15. That's the way it should go.
If I were running a debate, I'd have a soundboard, and I would do shit like this.
She got big old titties.
We could host the next debate.
That'd be great.
I'll control the clock. You control the bullshit. Fucking sound effects.
No, come on, you're the sound effects guy. You would be. I'd be the timekeeper. You'd be the sound effects guy.
Either way.
We'd be like this: the economy.
Go ahead.
And that would be
That's the question. That's it.
Just go ahead, duke it out, and then we'll turn the mic off at some point.
Go ahead.
And I would love that.
What is your viewpoint on feta cheese? Where do you stand?
Feta cheese and watermelon salad.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Right. Explain.
That would be like the name of the debate. Welcome to Gached. Special guest, John Malkovich.
There you go. Rex Heuermann, Gilgo Beach killer, got knocked off the thumbnail of the episode. I don't know if you noticed that. First one in a while.
At the bottom of the rundown here too.
Bottom of the rundown, yeah. Investigation wrapped up. They believe 279 guns taken from the home.
I mean, in case the first 278 crap out on you, you got that last one.
Mm-hmm.
How many guns does one person need?
Again, this is back to the Pelosi and the politicians. How much money does one person how many guns do you need?
God.
Yeah.
You can only fire so many guns at one time.
Yeah.
You ever see the movie Tremors?
Yep.
That was the only time having that many guns worked.
Maybe he was waiting for a
fucking underground worm thing.
Yeah. Underground, that would have been the word to use instead of sub-earth. Fucking idiot.
Sub-earth. Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
It's been a long show.
It has been. And Big Cheese is trying to keep us down.
Big Cheese.
Here's the other weird thing, too. This is stupid, but we'll just say it. Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney is going to prosecute the suspect, which kind of rarely happens. Usually the DA brings the case and brings some lawyers or assistant DAs to come in and actually do the case. He's doing the case himself, which to me is just saying, look at me, I'm going to run for an office one day.
Aha.
That's what's happening here.
Well, whoever does it, I just hope it's done right.
Yeah. I mean, can there be a bigger layup on this one? I mean,
if I know he's probably going to say not guilty, I had nothing to do with it, but who else? Who do you got? You got another name for us? Because you're going down for this thing. If it ain't, if you got someone else you think there's more evidence against this other person, then come forward. But all signs are pointing to this guy.
I don't even think he could plea out if he wanted to. They've got you dead to rights with DNA that you're responsible for 3 deaths. I mean, you have to bring a killer who's still out there on the loose with a lot of kills on his hands to fucking be.
Yeah, you got to bring in Zodiac.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that'll take off one of the many life sentences you're going to get.
Right. Yeah, so that's that. Frankie C, we've reached the end, I feel.
Have we?
I think we could have kept the cheese conversation. I have so much more to say about cheese.
What we could tell you about cheese, I mean, we could fill up. I think we do a whole cheese episode.
We should.
It's called a cheese episode.
Cheese episode. That's nice.
Fromage-isode.
The only people who obsess over cheese more than us, I think, are the Pizza Hut people.
The Pizza Hut people.
Is there where else do we stick this cheese?
That's kind of true.
It's
in the crust. It's under the crust. It's between it's all over the place. I mean, I feel like they're gonna make. Here's the next move. You get rid of the dough completely. And
just
you cook cheese. You know how when you put cheese on a grill and it gets like brown and kind of crispy.
That's such a thing now, isn't it? That's a trend.
Is that a trend?
Yeah, people are doing that a lot. They're making like tacos out of just the cheese on the grill.
Really? I just made that up. I came to it organically. From the Pizza Hut conversation.
Putting it on top of burgers. There's one place in the city they make a burger and then they just smother it in cheese, and most of it is on the grill, and then they like fold up the crusty cheese part on top. So you got melty cheese and then like crusty cheese, and then
that sounds good.
Yeah, it does look pretty good.
There's no wrong. I feel like it's hard to screw up with cheese. I mean, the only thing cheese doesn't work on really is I think goes back to the fish. It's hard to make cheese and fish work.
Ooh.
It's not impossible, I don't think, but
no,
like you can't put cheese on salmon.
No, you can't.
Right? I mean, maybe there's a dish out there, but I don't know it.
Although, do you consider cream cheese a cheese? It is in the title.
Yeah.
Cream cheese and salmon, little bagels and little cream cheese and lox. It's pretty damn good.
That's a good point. Hot salmon, like a
hot salmon. No.
Yeah, still you could put toasted bagel. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good point. Cream cheese. Yeah.
There's a place that I've been dying to try. They serve like lobster, and then they put like lobster on top of a burger, and it's like a surf and turf
I've
thing.
seen that. I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
Like maybe ads for it.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks good.
But then they put like cheese on top of that, and I'm like, I don't know if it'll be good, but I'm still curious enough to try it.
I mean, lobster mac and cheese is a thing. Lobster ravioli is a thing.
I forgot. Yeah, those are things. Those are really good too.
Those are good. One of the best lobster things that I've ever had. If anybody's in the Connecticut area, near Foxwoods, I want to say, we went up there for a friend of ours' bachelor party. On the way there, we stopped at this place. I think it was called Ford's, Fords. Ford's. It's on a coast of like a bay in Connecticut, and it's called Ford's Lobster House or Ford's, and it's called the Lobster Bomb. Did we tell you ever hear about this?
Yeah, you guys told me about it. Yeah, tell everybody. It's good.
So
Sounds good.
It's a bread bowl. They butter the inside, they toast it, then they put lobster bisque and whole, like they cook like, I don't know, it's a whole lobster or a bunch of just chunked up lobster in this thing with lobster bisque, and you just eat the whole damn thing, and it's covered in butter, and it's like insane. And they put fries on the side. It's like the best thing. We went there on the way up and on the way back. We had it both times, and my mouth is watering as I'm talking about it. But it's all four. It was four of us in the car, and we all just sat there and we ordered lobster balls all around. Lobster bombs, they're called. If anybody's in the Connecticut area, I don't know if they do it other places like that, but that's where we had it. Ford's, I believe it's called. And it's insane.
I've never heard anybody else do it the way they do it. Also, I wasn't one of the four people in the car, by the way.
You weren't. I don't know why.
I wasn't allowed. I was like, "Can I come with you guys?" And you said, "Fuck you."
That's kind of true.
There was a slur involved too. I'm not going to repeat what it was, but they shut the door and took off.
You had that coming.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been dreaming about that since that weekend, since you guys started talking about it.
We got to head up there one day. We'll go up to Foxwoods or Mohegan, whatever. I forget which one we went to.
We've got to we should do a day. The last time we did a day trip up to Mohegan had to be like 20 years ago.
I don't think I've ever done a day trip. I think the last time I went to one of those things was that bachelor party. And before that, I don't think I've gone to them. I don't think I've gone to any of those.
You didn't go. It was like, me might have not have gone. We went to eat at the Michael Jordan Steakhouse. No, were you not there?
I didn't go to that.
That was the last time. That was years ago.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's hook it up and we'll stop at Ford's. We'll get the fucking lobster bombs. And the only thing I don't like about Foxwoods or Mohegan is the smoking. There are casinos like in Vegas and in AC that there's no smoking anymore. And there may be like one table in the corner that they do smoking. But and you walk into Foxwoods or Mohegan, smoke. Oh, wait a minute. Erin and I went to, was it Mohegan? I can't remember. But you walk in and it's just, as soon as you open the door, it's smoke in your face. The smell is everywhere. Yeah.
Where the no smoking signs were, they put, "We need the money now."
Yeah. They just put, whatever.
Yeah. We have put your health at risk to make a little bit more money.
Exactly.
That's what you want to do. When people gamble, they want to smoke. I mean, that's all they want to do.
That's true. That's one thing. And I know there are people who love it and whatever, but I will never understand smoking as long as I live. It makes zero sense to me. I know people do it to relax, but there are other ways to relax that don't stink and aren't killing you at the same time.
It's true.
That's my opinion. That's my 2 cents on the smoking issue.
You do hate smoking.
I can't stand it.
I think you should try a cigar with me one day, though. I think you might like a cigar.
Happen. Well, my main complaint about any kind of smoking, no matter what it is that you're now making my decision for me. Now I have to sit there and smell it.
Yeah.
That's my main
I don't know. I think we get you outside in a backyard, get you some of that whiskey, Metallica whiskey you like, light up a cigar for you. You might enjoy it.
You had me at all that and lost me at cigar.
Honestly,
can't stand that smell, man.
I love smoking a cigar and having a whiskey and sitting outside. I do. When I wake up the next morning and smell my clothes from the night before, it drives me crazy. I hate it.
It's disgusting. It's such a terrible. That's what we're smelling all the time when someone's smoking a cigar.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's it for us. Appreciate everybody. Fun show. Good Monday. Yes. Good Wednesday. Let's shoot for a Good Friday.
Get that Oval book, and if you can, leave a
review.
A review on the Amazon page. We're looking for reviews.
Potato salad.
Review that motherfucker on the Amazon page.
Go now. Go ahead.
Yes, R.I.P. Willow.
R.I.P. Willow. This one was for you.